best people you could imagine. It was giant, ancient mystery schools that went back to King Solomon's temple and beyond. And so within Masonry and the higher degrees are basically all the secret pre-Christian stuff, including Judaic. So if you really want to get into it, it's Egyptian and Judaic, and it actually gets into the white priesthood of Egypt. And then you have kind of the Sith. That's the Star Wars modern cosmology, is you have the Sith that are the dark side of it, and then you have the Jedis that are the good side of it. And of course that's New Agey because it's the old age, it's ancient. I'm not even defending it. It's just that it wasn't something to supplant Christianity. It was the Masons that built most of the cathedrals in Europe. It's that it always had that Illuminati Sith vein in it, and then it was reflowering under the Jacobins and under Adam Weishaupt.
Manly P. Hall, a 33rd degree Mason, considered to be Masonry's greatest philosopher by the governing body of Freemasonry, wrote in his book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages, which your viewers can see is here on my shelf, that he believed that the secret societies, the mystery schools got taken over, like you said, you called them the Sith, making a Star Wars reference, but got taken over by corrupt men that hijacked these really just early fraternities, early universities, and then kept everybody out of the way, kept everybody dumbed down. And it's a perversion, really, of the ancient and early sciences. And in many Masonic books themselves, I mean, they will admit that Freemasonry is a secret society within a secret society. And if you read the original writings, I hated history in school, but I've come to love it in the last 10 years.
Well, they try to make it as boring as possible and only create division with it, and basically teach baloney.
I mean, if you actually look, people talking about the Illuminati, this, and it's becoming a joke, really, if you search social media, because so many people think they know about it. And
oh, yeah, it's a big pickup line now for like 18-year-old women to tell them, hey, come have sex with me and I'll teach you about the Illuminati. And then the idiots doing it have no idea. It's like people pretending to be Nigerian princes.
I have people from Nigeria contacting me because there's people out there offering to join the Illuminati and charging money. We had a big figure infomercial guy out here in America that sold memberships basically and said that a secret council of former Illuminati members joined him, and you could learn the Illuminati secrets for $1,000. But the real truth. Yeah,
that was Kevin Trudeau, by the way, who I had no idea 5-6 years ago when he wanted to come on the show and interview him. I knew him, from promoting herbs and his book, and hey, y'all have a right to sell a book. I had no idea his other books literally said that. And then he said he saw aliens at Area 51, and that the aliens talked to him. And I went to dinner with him, and he said, yes, I saw the aliens. And I said, dude, you're full of bull. I can tell you're lying. And I left. And I'm not throwing him under the bus. It's just that, yeah, he's another one of these guys.
Yeah, I used to be a big fan of Kevin Trudeau and have a lot of respect for him as well.
No, he wrote some good books that I read, but he also wrote pure crap. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he is a slick-talking salesman, and unfortunately he went off the rail and tried to take advantage of this Illuminati hype, and the global information network that he started, GIN, was $1,000 to join and $150 a month to supposedly learn the insider Illuminati secrets from supposed members that have defected. So
and who knows, maybe he believes he's telling the truth. He saw the aliens at Area 51 and saw the little dead bodies. And I'm not trying to even attack him. The point is I was just backing up what you said.
Yeah, and I didn't want to throw him under the bus either, but the point is that in this pop culture mania, the real core Illuminati, the facts have almost gotten buried. And my book, The Illuminati Facts and Fiction, came out in 2009, 5 years ago, before it really started to get out of control. And if you really want to know the truth and the core of the Illuminati, you can look and find their actual original writings. I mean, they've been translated into English.
You republished proofs of this conspiracy that I read when I was like 15 years old. My dad had an original copy about 100 years old, or not an original, it'd be 200 years old, but he had a reprint from like 1898 or something that I read all about the Illuminati.
Yeah, a science professor called natural philosophy back then, named John Robeson, published a book which is still available today. I republished it, Proofs of a Conspiracy, and he included many of the original confiscated writings. I mean, it's incredible because back then there was obviously no radio, no television, but there were bookstores and magazines and newspapers. And I mean, straight from Adam Weishaupt's own pen, he wrote, by establishing reading societies and subscription libraries and taking these under our direction and supplying them through our labors, we may turn the public mind whichever way we want. In a like manner, we will obtain influence in the military academies, the printing houses, bookseller shops, and in short, all offices which have any effect in either forming or managing or directing the mind of man. We will get the literary journals. We will take carefully timed pieces, meaning articles, to make citizens and the princes a little more noticed for certain little slips, meaning to use the media to attack the people. I mean, he even wrote about using feminism to break down the family, and this was over 200 years ago. There's no way of influencing men so powerfully as by the means of women. These should be our chief study. We should insinuate ourselves in their good opinion, use hints of emancipation from the tyranny of public opinion and of standing up for themselves, and they will be serving us with zeal without even knowing it.
And now Madonna and Katy Perry kneel to the Illuminati and beg to be given admittance on the plain of Southern England. Someone in political office in Texas. He's a great radio interview, a lot of great constitutional information. He was a cop for a long time in Austin. And I ran into him at a concert a while back. But the point is that he's going to be in studio with us, talking about a lot of different issues. Before we go any further, we got 5 minutes left here and 5 minutes the next segment with Mark Dice, so I want to invite back again very, very soon. But when you look at what he was just reading, Adam Weishaupt's letters there that are public, and that the German government was able to get and confirm, it's all the things we see today. This is an Illuminati conspiracy. This is their program of human control. People ask, well, its roots go back to Germany and France, but where is it today? Well, there's clear evidence they founded Skull and Bones at Yale, and I want Mark, who's an expert on that, to speak to that. It then founded CIA. That's indisputable. And even major directors put out movies like The Good Shepherd, where it shows a king doing satanic rituals dressed up as death, with them bathing in feces and being urinated on. Now, I mean, let me tell you, that's just when they're 20 years old, folks. And it just gets crazier from there. So let's get into that. Mark Dice, what are the heirs to the Illuminati today? More on Skull and Bones and other areas. Because when you see Katy Perry people, they're groveling, I guess, to make the Illuminati the new royalty, which they claim they wanted to overthrow, but now they're becoming, worshiping them.
Yeah, you can see a clear line in history from Skull and Bones, or from the Illuminati to Skull and Bones to the Council on Foreign Relations, founded in 1921, which your audience is familiar with, but the general public thinks it's a committee in Congress, to the Bilderberg Group, which supposedly just didn't exist for 60 years, and then, well, now it does exist, but it's just not important, to the Bohemian Grove. But there's a couple interesting direct connections between the Skull and Bones Society over there at Yale University and the original Bavarian Illuminati in Germany. Most people familiar a little bit with Skull and Bones. Of course, it's just said to be a fraternity, even though the members don't join until they're a senior. It's actually a senior society gearing them for a postgraduate network, but you'll never hear that in the mainstream press. It's just a fraternity of rich kids. So Skull and Bones, founded in 1832, coincidentally enough, directly after one of the founders, William Huntington Russell, was studying over in Germany abroad, just around that same time that the Illuminati went deeper into hiding, was expanding their activity and their membership. So we have one of the founding members of Skull and Bones, again, a senior society, studying in Germany, where the Illuminati is active, comes over, founds Skull and Bones, the first secret society at Yale University, the first senior society, who, of course, their symbols are all of death and devil worship. But that's not the only connection. We have a break-in. Some students broke into the Skull and Bones headquarters in 1876, and they called themselves File and Claw. They published a newsletter. They used a file and filed away some of the security bars in the headquarters there, where, by the way, the members have a session every Thursday night and every Sunday night to prep them for their positions potentially within the power structure. No alcohol is served, of course. It's not a party. It's a preparatory school for the elite invisible empire. We can get more into it on the other side of the break.
That's right. And of course, if your son who may have 5 kids, but this son looks like a good prospect. You send him. If he doesn't like to worship Satan and have orgies with males and females, he's not going to be ready to cut babies' hearts out later. And again, cutting a baby's heart out just gets you ready to burn a country down. Hail Satan, they say. Well, not me, ladies and gentlemen. You can see Satan's world.
GCN.
Open borders,
Genesis
Ebola being promoted,
Radio
dollar being
Network.
devalued, abortion, death.
City of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water.
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered through the Pro Pure G2.0 filtration system.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
The Pro Pure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water.
Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your Pro Pure purchase. Or call 1-888-253-3139.